Hi everyone, this is Hannah from Crafted in the Valley, and today we're going to be doing a tech wrap craft video on this kids t-shirt using their puff heat transfer vinyl. And I'm going to be using 4 different colors, but I'm going to do a 2-layer design, but I'm going to show you 2 different ways to actually put the design onto the t-shirt as well. So let's get stuck into it. So this is the design that I've chosen for this project. It's a 4-layer mermaid heart, and it's got 4 different colors. So I thought that would be a really good one to try with the different layers of the puff vinyl. But it's got it in 4 different colors here. I'm going to show you a little trick with how to get them all to cut on the one mat. The little icon up on the corner here, if you hit that and select move object, you can actually move your object onto a different mat. So what I'm going to be doing is actually cutting 3 of the different cut layers all on the one mat together. Now I know which one is which. I just need to put them into position on my mat so they all fit. The larger solid heart piece won't fit on there, and that's totally fine. I will cut that one separately. Just move these all around on here so they all fit on my mat. And now I've got my pieces of vinyl here cut in the right sizes so that I can fit them onto my mat comfortably. So I'm using my green standard grip tech wrap mat for this one today. And I'm just going to place all of these on here ready to go. So I've got the smaller piece on first, and then I'm going to use my brayer tool or roller just to flatten that down nice and flat onto the mat. Although my mat is a little bit worse for wear, so I might actually have to use a little bit of masking tape to stick it all down. And of course, make sure when using any heat transfer vinyl, puff or otherwise, that you're putting the shiny side down. That is just the carrier sheet, so you want to make sure the blade is actually cutting on the vinyl itself. So shiny side down, matte side facing upwards. So let's get this in the machine. And yes, I did have to use a little bit of masking tape to stick it all down to make sure it stayed nice and flat while it was cutting. Okay, so I have my different layers all cut here ready to go, ready for weeding out the parts of the vinyl that I don't need for the design. And one thing about the tech wrap puff vinyl I have found every time I've used it so far is that it is so easy to peel away and weed. Now I am using my Cricut Maker 3, and the cut setting that I have been using is the glitter vinyl, glitter iron-on vinyl, which is a little bit more of a hard strength cut anyway, but it just weeds out so nicely. It's like butter the way it peels away. I absolutely love it. It makes working with the material just so much easier. So I'll get my 4 different colors all weeded out ready to go. And set up for the heat pressing. So I'm just using my Cricut 9x9 heat press here because it's a kid's shirt, so something small. Get that all set up here. Now, one thing to always do when using any heat transfer vinyl is use a lint roller on your material to get rid of any loose lint that might be lying around. If there's any loose sort of fibers in between the fabric and the heat transfer vinyl, it just may not adhere quite as nicely as you would want it to. So I put all my layers together just to see how it would look, and I'm really happy with it. But I'm going to peel away 2 of them here and show you the first method of how to actually apply it to your shirt. So there's 2 different ways I'm going to do it, and I did use this method on something much smaller recently, and it worked so well. So I'm keen to see how it works on a larger piece of vinyl. I'm actually going to peel away this larger purple heart from the carrier sheet, and you're probably thinking, what on earth are you doing? But trust me, it'll be worth it when I show you what I'm doing. So I'm just going to very, very slowly peel it away from the carrier sheet, and you want to make sure you do it slowly just in case you don't want to accidentally stretch the vinyl too much. I haven't done that yet, but it would be good, I'm assuming. So I'll slowly peel that away from the carrier sheet. Set aside that carrier sheet, I may need that later. So I've got my heart here ready to go. So we'll prep the actual t-shirt now. So warm it up a little bit. It's always important to warm it first. And to make sure I know exactly where I'm putting it, I do have just a little sort of measurer guide for the collar here so I can see where I need to put my design. My heat press was a little bit hot, so I did actually turn it down in the end. I'll get this heart on here now. So I'm going to place the heart down on my shirt, and then I'm going to bring in my pink layer. Now you can see here the carrier sheet for the pink is large enough to actually cover the entire design. So that carrier sheet is actually working for both of my layers for this press. So I'm going to be pressing the 2 layers at the same time. Now this method I haven't tried on normal HTV just yet, but I have used it on the puff vinyl before and it worked really well. So hopefully on a larger scale like this, it does the same. So we'll get that pressed, and I am only pressing it for 10 seconds at 130 degrees Celsius. You don't want to press it for too long. It doesn't need it, which is really good. And it is a warm peel as well. So we'll just let that sit for just a couple of seconds. I think it was only like 10 seconds I left it before peeling it away. And it peels off so nicely as well, I've found. But I'm going to lift this up and show you. So the 2 different colours actually merge themselves in together when you press them at the same time, and it is such a cool effect. I really like how it looks, and that is why I wanted to show everyone how to do it. But now I'm going to press the other 2 colors separately. So we'll go in with the darker tealy color first, press that separately. This carrier sheet does cover the entire design as well, thankfully. So again, just those 10 seconds, and I probably could have done it for a little bit less, to be honest, being that the shirt was still quite warm, but it was still fine. Warm peel on this one as well. And then come in with my last colour. However, with this piece here, the carrier sheet is actually quite small and it doesn't cover the entire design. Now, to avoid melting any of the HTV that's already on there, I'm going to take my old carrier sheet and place that over the top. So it's protecting my entire design. Get that pressing. Again, just the 10 seconds is absolutely fine, even with the 2 carrier sheets, because the shirt's still warm from the other presses. And I actually it moved a little bit when I pressed this one, but it still looks good. And there you go. 4 different color, 2 layer mermaid scale heart using Tech Wrap heat transfer puff vinyl. But you can see here, because I pressed them separately, the purple and the pink layer have flattened down quite a bit, and the blue layers are a little bit higher than the others. And there you go, 2 different ways to layer your puff vinyl.